What's up everyone, my name's Brainy, and today's topic of interest is the DCEU, or for those who don't know, the DC Comics Extended Universe, so movie universe. The release of Wonder Woman this past weekend, I thought it would be the perfect time to talk about the future of the DCEU. So Wonder Woman, let's make like a good mythical morning and talk about that. Now, my thoughts? Opinions? I freaking loved it. Spoiler alert, it was amazing. Not gonna go into details, I don't actually want to spoil it for anyone, just go to the theater, watch it yourselves. It's amazing, it's a good superhero movie, you can even take maybe younger kids to go see it, but it's amazing. Like, go watch it, like, now, like, leave. Well, finish watching this video first, then go watch it, and then come back here. Okay, now can we take a moment to talk about what a mess the DCEU is right now? I know it's just starting out, but the first few movies have been a bit questionable, to say the least. Man of Steel came out in 2013, with the following 3 years later, Batman vs. Superman, and Batman vs. Superman. I'm not saying the DCEU is bad, like, clearly there's been good movies, but it's trying to be Marvel, and by doing so, it's really hurt their reputation. Like, you watch trailers, and they're like, oh my gosh, this is gonna be the best movie ever. You go to the theater, and you're like, what did I just pay to see? I paid to see this! Where's Jared Leto's Joker? Why was Jesse Eisenberg cast as Lex Luthor? Oh, who knows? Who knows why? What they're trying to do is really catch up to the success of Marvel, which the Dark Universe, or Universal's extended universe, is trying to do right now, and I already saw the reviews for The Mummy, and there's been a disturbance in the movie universe. But with the release of the first Infinity Wars movie next year, that will mark the 10-year anniversary of the MCU, and Marvel has been winning with critics in the box office and with the audience for years. Sure, like, DC had the Dark Knight trilogy, but really, besides Wonder Woman, now, good movies have his DC made in the past few years, and you can already tell, I'm not a big fan of Superman, and still haven't even seen it. I've seen Batman vs. Superman, and I did like Ben Affleck as Batman, and clearly, I'm more of a Batman fan. Now, with that being said, Zack Snyder, director of Man of Steel and Batman vs. Superman, was trying to squish in backstory, character development, as well as create an extended universe. Now, the problem with that is Batman vs. Superman was the second movie in DCEU canon. And Man of Steel really just set up Superman. Like, we got a new Batman, Wonder Woman came, they spoiled Doomsday in the trailer. That would have been a great movie to see, I don't know, like 5 years from now. It's sort of like a Civil War thing going on, but clearly one movie did better than the other, as in Civil War did better than Batman v Superman, mostly because Civil War had previous movies building on Civil War before, and they weren't just like, Iron Man fights Captain America, conflict. And also another problem with Batman vs. Superman, did we really need to see Bruce Wayne's backstory again? This is like, I'm Batman, I'm Bruce Wayne, and my parents died again. Like, we already knew that. We've seen it before. Several times before. You see, the Lego Batman movie made a good choice and decided not to show us Batman's backstory again. So they builded on it like a good movie. And Batman vs. Superman would have had a much better payoff if it waited a few years before tackling one of the biggest comic book stories in history. Spoiler alert, I guess, the death of Superman. If you haven't seen the movie, then good for you. They revealed Doomsday in the trailer, they cast Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor. Wasn't really Lex Luthor, and yet was. I've heard conflicting statements about that. Someone can just confirm that for me down in the comments, that would be great. And they showed Batman murdering people, and they killed off Jimmy Olsen. Like, what? Why? I also heard rumors that they killed off Dick Grayson, which really upsets me, because it's just like, why? This is their second movie. Why? So I'll start with two things. One, I did not like Batman vs. Superman. I did like Suicide Squad. At least I did the first time I saw it. And I freaking loved Wonder Woman, as you saw, like, 2 minutes ago, depending on how long this video is. Seriously though, even if you don't like superhero movies, like, go watch Wonder Woman. I cannot stress that enough. One thing Wonder Woman had going for it was that it was an origin story. And that's probably why I love the movie so much. I'm a sucker for origin stories. And there are superheroes out there that really don't need an origin story movie. Like Batman. Or Spider-Man. Or Superman. Another unnecessary scene in Batman v Superman. Like I said before, everyone knows who Wonder Woman is, but there's not a lot of people who know her origin story. I know at least I didn't until I saw this movie. It avoided tackling character backstory like in Suicide Squad. Suicide Squad suffered from the same thing The Amazing Spider-Man 2 did, and then there were way too many villains, ironically enough, because in Suicide Squad the villains were the heroes, and yet they still fought the villain. But they really focused on Deadshot and Harley Quinn, briefly mentioning El Diablo, while other characters like Boomerang and Killer Croc kind of got pushed to the side. And then once his head got blown off, like Slipknot, I don't even remember. It was a meme for a while. I don't know. And but basically, like, there was too much going on at once. Like, one of the biggest problems I had with this movie was the pacing. It started off too fast and slowed down. Jared Leto's Joker was only in it for, like, what, 10 minutes? Even though they said they filmed, like, enough to make its own movie. It's like, okay, you're not really proving that Jared Leto can do a good Joker. He's only in the movie for 10 minutes. Come on. Learn from your mistakes, DC. Let's take a step back and focus on the Justice League Part 1 that comes out later this year in November. The synopsis is as follows. Months after the events of Batman v Superman and inspired by Superman's sacrifice for humanity, spoiler alert, Bruce Wayne and Diana Prince assemble a team of metahumans consisting of Barry Allen, Arthur Curry, and Victor Stone to face the catastrophic threat of Steppenwolf and his army of parademons. We're on the hunt for 3 mother boxes on Earth. Okay, so that's a lot to take in for those who really don't know the franchise as well, and yeah, I think I pronounced Steppenwolf right. So, quick recap for those who don't know. Barry Allen is the Flash. Arthur Curry is Aquaman, and Victor Stone is Cyborg. This league is going to start where Batman v Superman left off. So, Steppenwolf, from what I understand, this guy is practically a god who is Darkseid. Darkseid is basically DC's version of Thanos, even though I'm pretty sure Darkseid came first. Uncle. I'm sure you can guess where his alliance will lie in this movie. Yeah. And if that's the case, then, boy, Justice League has it in over their heads. He's definitely a worthy opponent. Steppenwolf is a member of Darkseid's elite, top chosen rulers of the Apocalypse, and Darkseid's most powerful band of warriors. Ooh, scary. Steppenwolf's powers consist of immortality, super strength, speed, and stamina. He's a military leader, wields an electro axe, he's a master swordsman, and he commands a unit of the dog cavalry. Now, I'm not gonna lie, the first time I read that, I pictured, like, 4 cute, like, giant, adorable, fluffy dogs just running around with, like, tiny, cute little feet, just, like, going around, like, barking at people. Oh, it would be so cute, but yeah, it's not as cute as I thought it would be. Steppenwolf is trying to escape Darkseid's enslavement. Somehow that involves 3 mother boxes, grandmother box, father box, and orphan box, and the orphan box sounds pretty dang cool. Each box is basically an unlimited amount of power that includes rearranging molecules, controlling the mental state of the host, manipulating the life force of the host, manipulating gravitational pulls, and more. And this strangely reminds me of the Infinity Gauntlet. And yet, not the Infinity Gauntlet. Sounds like Steppenwolf wants to use these mother boxes to, I don't know, take over the world, destroy the world, destroy Darkseid. Probably one of the 3, maybe the first 2 if he's battling the Justice League. So yeah, basic supervillain stuff. And parademons are think of the Chitauri in the Avengers. I'm more of a Marvel fan, if you haven't noticed, so I tend to compare things back to Marvel in order to make it easier for me and possibly the viewing masses. And the viewing mass of 50 people. Probably only 6. So what does this all mean for the DCEU? Well, Justice League is going to be split up into 2 parts. One part comes out this November, and part 2 comes out sometime in 2019. Really no confirmed date yet. Right now, there's only a few movies with a set release date, and that's Aquaman, Shazam, both of them coming out December 21st and April 5th, 2019, respectively. And a Cyborg and Green Lantern movie, Green Lantern Corps movie is coming out April 3rd of 2020 and July 24th, 2020, respectively. I don't know how y'all feel. I don't know about y'all, but saying those dates make me feel pretty old, even though I'm not that old. Now, this is great, but the number of movies announced without release dates, cast, or even director disturbs me. There's a JL Dark film in the works, and I thought that they were just releasing an animated movie like Constantine and stuff like that, but apparently no, it's a live-action movie being directed, or not directed, co-produced, co-created, I don't know, it was Guillermo del Toro, I think I pronounced his name right. Not good with pronunciations. There's a Flash movie, unfortunately, but it's been... They lost its release date due to conflicts with the director, another Batman movie, lost Ben Affleck as director, and for a moment there was a scare that Ben Affleck wouldn't be Batman anymore. And there's another good Superman film. You don't need a sequel to Man of Steel 2, please. The Gotham City Sirens, another Suicide Squad film, an untitled Black Adam film, an untitled Nightwing film, so maybe Dick Grayson isn't dead, but yet Zack Snyder kind of said something about him being dead or something. Please don't be dead. You're talking to my TV. Which I'm seriously excited about, like I said. A Batgirl film that's going to be directed by Joss Whedon, which is pretty exciting, to say the least. If everything goes right, I think comic book fans and even casual moviegoers are in for a real treat in these next coming years. Seeing DC branch out from their usual Superman and Batman films, give other characters like Cyborg, Batgirl, and Nightwing, gives me hope for the future of DCEU and film in general. I strongly believe that the heads of the DCEU are trying to make good movies. Like, I've seen a crap ton of parodies of them being like, we're only in it for the money, which I guess some people are, but I feel like they're really trying, but they're just trying too hard to be Marvel, or they're trying to catch up to the success Marvel has had, which box office-wise, they have been, but critically, these movies are going to be mostly forgotten in a few years' time, whereas Iron Man, in next year, officially be his, 10-year anniversary, and it's practically a classic. Marvel has made excellent quality movies, while DC is trying to play catch-up by being too much like its competition. They've sacrificed good plot, good villains, good characters in order to set up an expanded universe, and I saw Batman v Superman, that doesn't always pay off. At all. Marvel has proven with movies like Captain America, Winter Soldier, Civil War, The Avengers, and heck, even the first Guardians movie, that you can set up an extended movie universe and still have a good plot. It's not that hard. Shocking. I know. Well, I'm trying to say that the DCEU could produce some great superhero movies like they have, but they run the risk of making bad movies by moving along big projects too fast. People like Jeff Johns, co-writer of Flashpoint Comics, heading the DCEU, the future looks bright, my friends. With a person like Johns, who has worked on TV shows like Smallville, Arrow, and The Flash, we'll hopefully see more comic-accurate Lex Luthors in the future. The future of the DCEU rides heavily on the success of Wonder Woman and Justice League, and with Wonder Woman being a critical and future box office success, Justice League has big shoes to fill. So come on, Joss Whedon! You made arguably one of the best team-up movies in history. Do it again. The JL. And with that, Brainiacs, tell me, what did you think about Wonder Woman? And what do you think about the DCEU? Is it yay or nay? Let me know down below in the comments. Leave a like, subscribe, and may the force be with you, Brainiacs, and I'll see you in the future. Bye-bye!